on Stefan Roncada.
That was a lightning pass by Roncada. I can't believe how fast he got through that rhythm section. And check it out, Ivan Tedesco is back in about 10th. So this is Roncada's chance to break away.
So will the streak be broken? Ryder down in the back of the pack. It's another ride. We'll check on that. But right now it is Stefan Roncada, number 21, on board the Kawasaki, just running away with this thing. An amazing lead coming into this, the green flag lap. Behind him, Greg Schnell gets in there. Nathan Ramsey now has moved into second place ahead of Schnell.
You see Roncada already starting to gap a little bit. Now remember, it's been a long time since these guys have been on the track. They've had a little bit of dew, some condensation. There's even some rain at one point. He just needs to be smooth right now and not blow this good early lead. But you know what? Nathan Ramsey has moved into second place. You see him in the picture. And right there, Travis Preston takes the high line over Greg Schnell. So the guys we were talking about earlier, the people that can beat Ivan Tedesco are 1, 2, and 3.
Ivan Tedesco now sits in 5th position right now. We saw him last week in Anaheim, California, come from the back of the pack. Can he do it tonight with a teammate up in front? Number 21 is your leader. As we take a look at the Tissot running order, it's Roncada, Ramsey, Schnell, and Chris Gosler, number 35, right there in 4th. Here's your Butterfinger hole shot one more time, Davey.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg Schnell was just on the gas. He got off that hill quick. You can see Nathan Ramsey on the inside. And look at Schnell use this berm. That's the way the Dirtworks guys build it to be a good start. But then Roncada came down this straightaway and check that out. Takes the high line on the outside, and he's still in the lead. Now here's Ivan Tedesco. He's just moved into 5th past Schnell, and that was my mistake earlier. I thought that was Preston in 3rd. It was Chris Gosler, and he's riding with an injured heel.
Chris Gosler, number 35, looking very fast, but he is unfortunately the next victim of the Piranha. Ivan Tedesco looking to make mincemeat of this crowd as he goes through the pack. He was way back in 9th just a lap ago, and look at this. Tedesco picks up another spot.
Man, he is just riding so well. He's creating his own lines out there. There really wasn't a lot of room to pass, and he wasn't even looking at Gosler. I think he was looking at Ramsey and maybe even to Roncada.
You know, interesting, I was talking to David Bailey earlier tonight, and he said the lines are going to change. This is not a race where one line is going to carry throughout the race. Remember, this is a 15-lap race, and David Bailey was saying every 3 laps the line could change. The best line could change every 3 laps, and that is amazing with this new dirt.
You can see on the outside of those corners out starting to eat out. And look at that, Tedesco's really starting to reel in Ramsey. He's got a hook in him. Yellow flag, we got a rider down on the inside, but no problem for these guys. And look at Tedesco get a great start through those whoops. And if you get into the whoops fast at the beginning, carry that speed through, you can pick up a lot of time. Look, he's in the same picture almost with Nathan Ramsey.
Well, Robbie Floyd talked to Nathan Ramsey just prior to the gate dropping. Ramsey thought it was all corners. I'm sorry, right now, that Kawasaki is doing it right everywhere. Ivan Tedesco up from 9th, now sitting in 3rd place behind Nathan Ramsey, and your leader, number 21, Stefan Roncada.
Right now, if Tedesco wants to get Roncada, he's got to keep moving. He can't waste a lot of time behind Ramsey. By the same token, Ramsey has got to move forward and quit worrying about the rider behind him. These two guys can effectively give Roncada room to break and run. That's what he's done so far, but long time to go yet.
No question about it. This is a 15-lap race. We're only a third of the way through it. The running order looks like this. It's Roncada, Ramsey, Tedesco, Gosler, and Schnell, the top 5 in the 125 main event. We'll be back to San Diego after this. Back to San Diego, California. We're at Qualcomm Stadium. This is the battle for second place. Nathan Ramsey on board the Honda. Number 25, number 29 is Ivan Tedesco on the Kawasaki. He has a 3-win streak going, and he does not want to lose it here. He's got a teammate out in front. It's Stefan Roncada who sits in 1st. There you see him going through the start-finish. But it is all Ivan Tedesco on the back of Nathan Ramsey.
Tell you what, that KX250F is tracking really nicely. Of course, and check it out. He's going to come in on the inside. He's got the line. Oh! And he just about pulled the trigger, but instead he did the smart thing. He kept it down low. Didn't want to risk getting a penalty. He makes the pass. So once again, it's the KX250F, so Pro Circuit 1 and 2. Now what's Ramsey going to do?
Well, Nathan Ramsey is certainly in the catbird seat. He talked about what he had to do tonight to take out Ivan Tedesco, not literally, but to beat him in this race, and he has not been able to do that. Ivan Tedesco coming from as far back as 9th on the opening lap. He now sits in 2nd, and he is closing in on the leader and team teammate, Stefan Roncada. This 125 main is a great one as we look at the pass one more time, Davey.
Well, I think that Ramsey had a tough time getting out of that corner. Down the straightaway, Tedesco was able to go just much faster, grab the inside. He could have parked him right there, but instead, he just aimed for the whoops, made a clean pass. Well done.
He showed him enough of the tire that Nathan Ramsey grabbed a bit of brake, and that was all that Ivan Tedesco needed. So right now, your leader in the 125 main event as we come up on the halfway point. Number 21, Stefan Roncada behind him. Ivan Tedesco. If you're Mitch Payne right now and you want to give out riding orders, you tell these guys, take it easy for a little while. Just get some space between you and Ramsey.
I wouldn't tell them anything. These guys have been doing so well since this 125 West region started. Let them go. They're not going to take each other out. If they do, take care of it back in the truck. But right now, let the race come to them, and that's exactly what Tedesco has done. I tell you what, later on when they go look at the tape, Roncada and Ramsey are going to be embarrassed when they found out how far behind them Hot Sauce started.
Unbelievable. If you're just joining us, Ivan Tedesco, who has won the last three main events, has started in ninth, and here he is. He takes the inside line, and can he get the drive? And he does it. Ivan Tedesco is putting on an absolute clinic here in the 125 class. Not one, but two passes.
I tell you what, he looks like he's riding on a different track as these guys. And now Roncada's got to worry about the Honda of Ramsey coming up behind him. But Tedesco, the way he sliced through, totally clean. He was very aggressive, good riding. Now look, Ramsey's going to go inside, and it looks like he's going to make a pass, and he does. Nathan Ramsey moves in a second. So now, halfway through the race, Ramsey has got to pass the guy who just passed him. Roncada looks like he's dropping anchor.
It's gut check time for Nathan Ramsey, number 25, on board the Honda. He will have to try and track down and do what no one has been able to do before, and that is bring in Ivan Tedesco. Tedesco sits in first. Nathan Ramsey sits in second. Stefan Roncada has slid now back to third place, but if you're Mitch Payton, this is a great scenario. Nathan Ramsey has got to ride offensively and not worry about Roncada.
Yeah, he's got to do that, but how can you when you have a rider with so much talent as Roncada does? You know, I said earlier that Roncada is not going to outwork you, but he might outsmart you. And right now, Nathan Ramsey needs to ride forward and not worry about the guy behind him. But last time he did that, Tedesco passed him.
Stefan Roncada looks so good to start things off, but he has gradually fallen off the pace just a little bit. But the pace that has been set is by his teammate, Ivan Tedesco. As we go back to Nathan Ramsey, now sitting in second place. Ramsey has been on fire out of Menifee, California on the Honda CRF 250R. Nathan Ramsey really flying the colors for Team Honda this year with the injuries to the other riders.
Yeah, you know, and he's flying those colors all alone. As we talked about earlier in the 250 class, Ricky Carmichael's not even here. Ernesto Fonseca got a knee injury of his own. A lot of pressure on this kid from Tennessee. But Nathan's been around the block. He knows what he's got to do. But right now, I think everybody in this class is just mind-boggled about how well Ivan Tedesco is riding.
Nathan Ramsey continues to run in second place, trying to find the magic in the corners that he told Robbie Floyd he had. He's going to have to reel in Ivan Tedesco, but Tedesco leads as we take a break. One more look at Andrew Short with Greg Snell just in front of him. The joys of wearing the helmet cam. Welcome back to San Diego, California. Your leader, number 29, Ivan Tedesco, on board the Kawasaki. He was as far back at 9th place, folks, to start this thing off. I am a believer, and I think the rest of America is. A lot of people thought maybe tonight might not be his night. Nathan Ramsey might get him. I hold firm that Kawasaki may win every 125 race this year.
But I'll tell you what, at the beginning of the year, I would have bet that on the 125 East with James Stewart, but I would never have bet this. But Ivan Tedesco, just absolutely impressive. He's riding so smart, so smooth, and he's proven he can win from the front. Last week he proved he can win from the back, and right here he's doing it again.
There is number 35, Chris Gosler, who currently sits in 4th place, just ahead of Travis Preston. And Preston's somewhat of a mystery. Did not get the start. I don't know if it was the drop-down start that we had here, but the two Hondas now doing battle, and that shift gear is flying, and they are getting awfully close together.
I tell you what, for a couple teammates, that was a pretty aggressive move by Travis Preston. But look, he comes a little, takes to the inside there, gets caught in that powder, but looks like Gosler's too far behind to make a move. You know what? Checking out our TISO scores at the top of the page there. I don't think there's a two-stroke in the top 10 tonight after Andrew Short fell down.
Unbelievable racing we've got tonight. So the race really is Travis Preston to the podium. Does he knock out a Kawasaki and Stefan Roncada, who's just ahead of him by about 60 yards? Can he reel him in and join the podium that Ivan Tedesco looks to be destined to grab with Nathan Ramsey? I'll tell you what, it really would mix up the industry. You get the Hondas up there because it's been all Kawasaki, to tell you the truth, these first 4 rounds of the 125 West Circuit.
And I tell you what, Todd, I was one of the people that believed that the Hondas would dominate. That bike they brought out was just an amazing bike, but you know what? Kawasaki's bike, obviously, pretty good as well. And what Mitch Payton's been able to do with those bikes at Pro Circuit, well, the proof is in the results. They're 3 in a row, and Ivan's about to make it 4.
As we look at Travis Preston coming through, you made a good point earlier in the show. Did Kawasaki catch the rest of the factories off guard?
You know, they might have, because there was a lot of hoopla about the CRF 250R because it came out before the Kawasaki did. And also, when James Stewart decided not to ride the 4-stroke Kawasaki, a lot of people instantly thought, well, there's got to be something wrong with the bike. It turns out James Stewart just decided he wants to ride a 125 instead. I can't imagine what he'd be like on this bike, but then again, maybe the 125 suits his talents, just as a 4-stroke very obviously suits this man's talent, Ivan Tedesco.
Well, not to get ahead of ourselves, folks, but at the end of the year, we are going to the East-West Shootout, and Ivan Tedesco-James Stewart matchup is phenomenal. Right now, let's check in with Robbie.
Hey, guys, you got to love the pit boards the last couple of laps for Ivan Tedesco. His mechanic friends going, use your head, breathe, be smart. It's so funny at the end of the race. Like, they're not trying to breathe and think about this throughout the race, but you know they got to put it on the pit board every time.
Good point, Robbie, and I think Ivan Tedesco, what makes him great is the way he rides. He always rides with comfort, with casualness, with confidence. I mean, the 3 C's, he's out there having fun. He's just turning some hot laps.
I'll tell you what, he's matured a lot in the last year. I remember he was riding for Plano Honda his first times with Yamaha Troy. Ivan Tedesco has had some really big crashes. A lot of people are starting to think, was his career going to pan out? Was he going to live up to his potential? And finally, he is. And check it out. Now Travis Preston has moved up on Roncada. I told you Roncada was going backwards. And check it out. Preston uses the same move he used on Gosler, and now he's going to get that podium spot you were talking about, Todd.
Travis Preston moving up yet another spot. The 6'2 giant. I think this guy can dunk, and right now he just put a hammer jam on Stefan Roncada. Roncada just getting bumped off the podium. Preston joining the throng of 3 and throwing out a roost and a tough block to boot. I'll tell you what, if this race was going 20 laps, I might put a little money on him. And look at Roncada trying to get it back.
I tell you what, it looked like Roncada gave up in that corner. I'm going to call him out on that. Preston was having trouble going down through that rhythm section, and it looked like Roncada just backed off. Look how far he's dropped back. He's tired. His arms are pumped up.
So the running order looks like this as we get ready for the white flag lap. It's Tedesco, Ramsey, and Preston. It is the final lap as it comes out, and Ivan Tedesco just has a few more turns, folks. Your winner, 125 West main event, Ivan Tedesco. And look at the lead he has as Nathan Ramsey comes through. Preston now just coming around on this last turn. Travis Preston will pick up 3rd place. So the Hondas go 2 and 3, but it is Tedesco who picks up yet another victory. Davey Coombs, I think everyone in San Diego's Qualcomm Stadium is definitely a Tedesco believer.
I'll tell you what, this sweep through the Southwest that Ivan has been on has just been about as impressive. You have to go back to the days of Jeremy McGrath, maybe Ricky Carmichael in 1998 to see a guy dominate, and so unexpected too. I mean, Carmichael was young, McGrath kind of came out of nowhere, but Tedesco's been around for a little bit, and all of a sudden he got all the pieces to the puzzle together. Looks like he's going to ask that flagman to hold his bike.
Can you hold my bike? I don't know if he was giving it to him. He's going to chalk some goggles up into stands, little souvenirs. Kid, hold on to those for your dear